people, so this is just going to be a quick video on finding x-intercepts when you've got this form and this form. So if you've got this form over here, notice that it's already factored, and x-intercepts are when y equals 0. So that means when y equals 0 that x plus 3 times x plus 4 is actually going to equal 0. It doesn't matter that I've swapped it to the other side, that's fine, because y equals 0. Now remember the null factor law? That said that if you had two things multiplied together, one of them must equal 0. So that means that x plus 3 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. Now if x plus 3 equals 0, then x actually equals negative 3. Or if x plus 4 equals 0, that means x equals negative 4. So when we've got examples like this, let's do one more. If we have y equals x take 3 all squared. Now this time we've only got one bracket, and that's absolutely fine. Again, we just go, well, that means that x take 3 all squared is equal to 0. To get rid of a square, we square root. So that means x take 3 equals the square root of 0, which is just 0. So x take 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. What about if we had one final example of this type, when we've got something like y equals x outside of x plus 4. In this case, again, it's going to equal 0, so x outside of x plus 4 equals 0. So that means either x equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. The two things multiplied together in this case are x and x plus 4. So x equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. Up here, we have two sets of brackets, so this really means x plus 3 times x plus 4, which is why we go x plus 3 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. So x equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0 down here. If x plus 4 equals 0, x must equal negative 4. What about this one up here? Well, we talked about how you could do this using the sum and product. So we know that the sum equals 6 and the product equals 8. Factors of the product are 4 and 2 because 4 times 2 equals 8. And if we did 4 plus 2, that would equal 6. So that means it can factor to x plus 4 times x plus 2. And then we can do it. Then we can do it exactly how we did it before. But what about if we're not quite sure how to do that way? Well, we can use something called the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula is that when we've got something equal to 0, a quadratic equal to 0, so quadratic is something of the form ax squared plus px plus c equals 0. To find x, we use the formula x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared take 4ac, that's an A, oops, 4ac all over 2a. Alright, so when we're finding x-intercepts, y equals 0. So let's have a look at our example. That means that x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Now in this case, what is our value of a, b and c? Well, a is the number in front of x squared. There's no number there, so that actually means 1. B is the number in front of x, so the number there is 6. And c is the number that is a constant that doesn't have a variable, so c is just the number, so c is 8. So now that we've got that, we can substitute all of that into the formula. It looks like a complicated formula, but if you just go through it step by step, it does make sense. So let's substitute it into the formula. We're going to have x is going to equal negative b, so that's negative 6 plus minus square root of b squared, 6 squared. Take 4, now it says 4ac, that means 4 times a times c, or 4 bracket a, which is 1, bracket c, which is 8. So that means 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. Now you can put that straight in your calculator, what's underneath that square root sign, or you can just do it bit by bit. I'm going to do it bit by bit. So I'm going to go, that's negative 6 plus or minus square root of 6 squared is 36. Take, now 4 times 8 is 32. Times 1 is just 32. all over 2. So that's going to equal negative 6 plus or minus. Now the square root, 36 take 32 is 4, so square root of 4 over 2. The square root of 4 is just 2, so you get negative 6 plus or minus 2 over 2. What that actually means is x is equal to negative 6 plus 2 over 2, comma, negative 6 take 2 over 2. It means both of those things. So negative 6 plus 2 on 2 is going to be negative 6 plus 2, which is negative 4 on 2. And negative 6 take 2 on 2 is going to be negative 8 on 2. And so that's going to equal negative 2 and negative 4. So our answers is that our x-intercepts are negative 2 and negative 4. Copy this example, work it through slowly, and I guarantee you, you will be able to do it. Good luck. Minus